Hey, everybody! Welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the wildest, juiciest stories from Reddit. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button because you're not gonna want to miss what's coming up today. We've got a cheating story so insane, it'll leave your jaw on the floor. Picture this: a husband who thinks he's got the perfect marriage comes home early to surprise his wife, only to find out she's been getting way too cozy with her boss. And trust me, the payback? Oh, it's next level epic. Let's get into it. Meet Mike. He's your average guy, hardworking, loyal, the kind of husband who'd do anything for his family. He's been married to Sarah for 8 years, and from the outside, they're the couple everyone envies. They've got a cute little 5-year-old son, a cozy house, and a life that seems straight out of a rom-com. Mike's a mechanical engineer, always on the road for work, but he never complains because he trusts Sarah completely. She's got this big-shot job at a fancy corporate firm, and he's proud of her hustle. They're a team, or so he thought. But here's where it all goes off the rails. One Friday night, Mike wraps up a work trip a day early. He's buzzing with excitement, thinking, I'm gonna surprise Sarah. Maybe I'll grab some flowers, cook her favorite dinner, make it a romantic night. He's picturing her smile, that look she used to give him back in college when they first fell in love. So, he pulls into the driveway, flowers in hand, and steps inside their quiet house. But something's off. There's a pair of men's dress shoes by the door, shiny, expensive, definitely not his. His heart starts racing, but he brushes it off. Maybe she's got a friend over, he tells himself. Then he hears it, a giggle, a muffled voice, coming from upstairs. His stomach twists, but he creeps up anyway, each step heavier than the last. He pushes open the bedroom door, and bam, there's Sarah, his wife, tangled up in the sheets with none other than Dave, her slick, smug, CEO wannabe boss. Time freezes. Mike's standing there, flowers dropping to the floor, watching the woman he loves in the arms of another man. On their bed. Reddit folks, this is the moment Mike's world shatters, but wait, it gets crazier. He doesn't scream or storm out. Oh no, Mike's got a plan, and it's about to turn this betrayal into the most satisfying revenge story you've ever heard. Stick around, you're not gonna believe what happens next. So, let's start at the beginning. Mike and Sarah weren't always the stars of a cheating scandal, they were actually a love story straight out of a fairy tale. Picture this: it's 2014, and Mike's a goofy engineering student at university, all about fixing machines and cracking bad dad jokes. Sarah's the outgoing marketing major, lighting up every room she walks into. They meet at a campus party, sparks fly over a spilled beer and some awkward dancing. Mike says on Reddit, I knew she was the one the second she laughed at my terrible pickup line. Fast forward a year, and they're inseparable. They tie the knot 3 years later in this cute little outdoor ceremony, think rustic vibes, fairy lights, and Sarah in a dress that makes Mike tear up just talking about it. They settle into married life like pros. Mike lands a solid job as a mechanical engineer, traveling a bit but always making it home with a smile. Sarah climbs the ladder at this big corporate firm, super driven, super ambitious. By 2019, they've got a little bundle of joy, their son Ethan, who's 5 now and obsessed with dinosaurs. Mike's the kind of dad who builds Ethan a T-Rex model from scratch, and Sarah's the mom who's always snapping pics for the family Instagram. They're that couple, the ones your friends secretly envy because they seem to have it all figured out. Mike's post on Reddit paints this picture of trust and teamwork. He writes, I'd be on the road, fixing some busted pipeline, and Sarah would send me these cute updates, Ethan's first steps, her latest work project. We'd FaceTime every night. I never doubted her, not once. They had their share of bumps, sure, money got tight when Ethan was born, and Mike's travel schedule wasn't always easy. But they powered through. He'd come home from a trip, and Sarah would have his favorite lasagna waiting. They'd binge Netflix, cuddle up, and talk about their dreams, maybe a bigger house, a second kid someday. To Mike, Sarah was his rock, his partner in crime. He thought they were unbreakable. And honestly, Reddit fam, who wouldn't? 8 years of marriage, a kid, a mortgage, they'd built something real. Mike even says, "I'd tell my buddies at work, marry your best friend, man, it's the secret." He trusted Sarah with everything, his heart, his future, his whole world. Which makes what's coming next so much harder to swallow. Because while Mike was out there being husband of the year, something was brewing behind the scenes, and he had no clue. Now, let's fast forward to about 6 months ago. Things start shifting, and Mike doesn't even realize it at first. Sarah's job's been ramping up, she's working late more often, saying it's all about this big project with her boss, Dave. Dave's this slick guy, think fancy suits, charming smile, the kind of dude who probably calls himself a visionary on LinkedIn. Mike's cool with it at first. He's proud of her, you know. He'd tell her, "Babe, you're killing it. Go get that promotion." But then, the late nights start piling up, one night turns into 3, then it's every week. Mike notices little things, too. Sarah's glued to her phone more than usual, texting away with this goofy grin, like she's got a secret she's not spilling. He asks, "Who's that?" and she brushes it off, "Oh, just work stuff, you wouldn't get it." Okay, fine, he thinks, she's stressed. But then she starts dressing up more for work, new heels, tighter blouses, that perfume she used to save for date nights. Mike's like, wow, she's really going all out to impress the boss. He even jokes about it once, "What, you trying to date Dave or something?" She laughs it off, but there's this weird flicker in her eyes he can't unsee. Then there's the distance. Sarah's not as chatty anymore. She used to ramble about her day, clients, deadlines, office gossip, but now, she's quiet, distracted. Mike tries to plan a family weekend, let's take Ethan to the zoo. But she bails, saying she's got a work thing. He starts feeling like he's living with a stranger. Intimacy? Forget it. She's always too tired or not in the mood. One night, he tries to cuddle up, and she pulls away so fast it's like he's got cooties. He writes on Reddit, "I told myself it was just a phase." Marriage has ups and downs, right? Oh, Mike, buddy, if only you knew. And here's where it gets shadier. Sarah starts taking these random work trips, weekends away with barely any explanation. It's a team-building thing, she says, or Dave needs me to prep for a big meeting. Mike's not the jealous type, so he doesn't push. But one time, Ethan let slip, Mommy said she's going to a fun place with Uncle Dave. Uncle Dave? Who the heck is that? Mike's gut starts screaming, but his head's still in denial mode. He thinks, nah, she'd never do that to me. To us. Famous last words, right? The final red flag? Her phone. It's always locked now, face down on the counter like it's hiding state secrets. Notifications pop up late at night, and she snatches it before he can even glance. One time, he catches her giggling in the bathroom, whispering into the phone. He asks, "Who's that?" She snaps, "Just a friend, Mike, chill out." Chill out. Reddit fam, if your spouse is sneaking around giggling at 11 p.m., you've got every right to not chill out. So, we're at the big moment, the night everything blows up. It's a Friday, and Mike's been away on a 3-day job fixing some oil rig mess. He wraps up early, thinking, I'm gonna surprise my girl. He grabs a bouquet of roses, Sarah's favorite, and drives home, picturing her face lighting up. He's got this whole plan, flowers, takeout, maybe a movie with Ethan asleep upstairs. He's buzzing, feeling like the luckiest guy alive. He pulls into the driveway around 8 p.m. House looks normal, lights on, curtains drawn. But as he steps inside, something's off. There's a jacket on the couch, not his. And those shoes by the door. Polished leather, size 11, way flashier than his beat-up work boots. His heart's thudding now, but he's still telling himself, maybe it's her brother or something. Yeah, sure, Mike. He calls out, Sarah. Babe, I'm home. No answer. Then he hears it, a laugh, her laugh, drifting down from upstairs. His stomach flips, but he grabs the flowers tighter and heads up, each step feeling like a mile. The bedroom doors cracked open, and he peeks inside. And there it is, the nightmare he never saw coming. Sarah's in her silk robe, hair all messy, giggling as Dave, freaking Dave, kisses her neck on their bed. The bed Mike built with his own hands when they moved in. Reddit fam, imagine this, Mike standing there, roses wilting in his grip, watching his wife of 8 years wrapped up with her sleazy boss. He says on Reddit, I felt like I was in a movie, but I couldn't look away. Dave's got this smug grin, whispering something in her ear, and Sarah's eating it up. Mike's whole world crashes, 8 years, a kid, every promise they made, gone in a heartbeat. But here's where Mike's a legend. Most people would lose it, scream, throw punches, storm out crying. Not Mike. He pulls out his phone, hands shaking, and starts recording. Quietly, like a ninja. He gets it all, Dave's dumb laugh, Sarah's flirty whispers, the whole disgusting scene. He doesn't say a word, just backs out and closes the door. Why? Because Mike's not about to let this end with him as the loser. Oh no, he's got something cooking, and it's gonna be epic. Stick around for the next part, you won't believe what he does with that video. So, Mike's standing there, staring at Sarah and Dave through the cracked bedroom door, recording every second of this nightmare. The roses are a sad heap on the floor, and his mind's racing, 8 years of marriage crumbling in real time. Most people would have lost it right then and there, burst in, start yelling, maybe throw a punch at Dave's smug face. But Mike? He's ice cold. He takes a deep breath, stops the recording, and pushes the door wide open with a bang. What the hell is this? He shouts, voice shaking but steady enough to make Sarah jump. The room goes dead silent. Dave scrambles back, pulling the sheets up like some cartoon villain caught red-handed. Sarah's eyes go wide, she's still in that silk robe, hair a mess, and for a split second, she just stares at Mike like a deer in headlights. Then the excuses start flying. Mike. Oh my God, it's not what it looks like, she stammers, but come on, Sarah, what else could it be? Dave's muttering, hey, man, let's calm down, but Mike's not having it. He steps forward, holding up his phone like a weapon, and says, don't even try. I've got it all right here. Sarah's face drains of color. She knows he's not bluffing. Dave's still trying to play it cool, buttoning his shirt like he's late for a meeting, but the panic's creeping in. Mike doesn't let up. How long, Sarah? How long have you been sneaking around with this clown? She's trembling now, tears welling up, and finally, she cracks. 6 months, she whispers, barely audible. 6 months. Reddit fam, that's half a year of lies, half a year of Mike thinking he's got a happy family while Sarah's been playing house with her boss. Mike's voice breaks as he asks the big one, why? Why him? What did I do wrong? And this is where Sarah drops the bomb. She looks him dead in the eye and says, I don't love you anymore, Mike. I haven't for a while. Dave, he makes me feel alive, free, like I'm not just a mom or a wife trapped in this routine. Ouch. That's not just a knife in the back, that's a full-on chainsaw. Mike's standing there, taking it like a champ, but you can tell it's killing him. He writes on Reddit, I wanted to scream, but I just felt empty. 8 years, Ethan, everything we built, gone. Dave tries to chime in, look, man, it just happened, but Mike cuts him off. Save it. You don't get to talk. Sarah's sobbing now, begging, I'm sorry, Mike, I didn't mean to hurt you. But here's the thing, she's not begging to fix it. She's not asking for forgiveness. She's already checked out. Mike sees it in her eyes, she's made her choice, and it's not him. He takes one last look at her, then at Dave, and says, "Fine. You two deserve each other." And just when you think he's walking away defeated, bam, here comes the twist. Now, Reddit fam, this is where Mike turns the tables and becomes a legend. He doesn't storm out crying or beg Sarah to stay. Nope, he's been planning this in his head the second he started recording. He slips out of the room quietly while Sarah's still blubbering and Dave's fumbling with his shoes. Downstairs, he pulls up his phone and gets to work. That video? It's not just evidence, it's a weapon of mass destruction, and Mike's about to unleash it. First, he sends the clip to Dave's wife, Linda. Oh yeah, did I mention Dave's married? Linda's a high-powered lawyer, think sharp suits, zero tolerance for nonsense. Mike's met her at company events, she's no pushover. He writes a quick message, "Thought you should know what your husband's been up to." Boom, sent. Next, he forwards it to the HR department at Sarah's company with a note, "Not sure this aligns with your code of conduct." And for the cherry on top, he emails it to Dave's boss, the CEO, who's all about family values in public. Mike's not playing around, he's going for the jugular. The fallout? Instant chaos. Linda calls Dave within an hour, screaming so loud Mike can hear it from the Reddit comments people added later. She files for divorce the next day, taking him to the cleaners. The company launches an investigation, turns out Dave's been abusing his position, and he's fired within a week. Sarah? She's collateral damage, HR axes her too, since sleeping with the boss doesn't exactly scream professional. Her dream job, her fancy corporate life, poof, gone. Mike's post says, "I didn't smile when I hit send, but I felt something lift off my chest." They wanted freedom. Now they've got it, freedom to crash and burn. Reddit fam, this is payback on a galactic scale. Mike didn't just get mad, he got even, and he did it with surgical precision. You've gotta hand it to him, the guy's a quiet genius. But here's where the emotions really hit. Back at the house, Mike doesn't stick around to gloat. He grabs a bag, packs some clothes, and heads out. Sarah runs after him, crying, "Mike, wait, we can fix this." But he's done. He turns to her and says, "You fixed it already, Sarah. You picked him. Now live with it." He drives off, leaving her standing in the driveway, mascara running, reality sinking in. Dave's long gone by then, turns out he's not so brave when the consequences hit. Mike's Reddit post ends with this gut punch, "I thought I'd feel better, but I don't. I got my revenge, and yeah, they're screwed, but I'm still the one who lost everything." He's crashing at a buddy's place, figuring out how to tell Ethan, wondering if he went too far. Sarah calls non-stop, begging to talk, but he's not ready. Dave's vanished, probably licking his wounds somewhere. And Mike? He's left picking up the pieces of a life he didn't see falling apart. So, what do you think, fam? Was Mike's payback a masterstroke or overkill? Did he win, or did he just burn it all down? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I want to hear every take on this one. So, after Mike drives off into the night, he's not exactly popping champagne to celebrate. He crashes at his buddy's place, sleeping on a lumpy couch, staring at the ceiling, replaying everything in his head. His Reddit update says, "I got them good, but I'm still the one who's gotta explain this to Ethan. He keeps asking where mommy is." Oof, that hits hard. Mike's a dad first, and now he's fighting for custody, lawyering up to make sure Ethan's got a stable home with him. Sarah's texts keep coming, "I'm sorry, I messed up, let's talk," but Mike's not biting. He writes, "I don't know if I'll ever forgive her, but I know I won't let this define me." He's starting over, new apartment, new routine, just him and Ethan against the world. Dave's out of the picture, probably hiding from Linda's divorce lawyers, and Sarah's crashing with a friend, jobless and humiliated. Mike's revenge worked, it burned their lives to the ground, but he's not dancing on the ashes. He says, maybe I went too far, maybe not. All I know is I had to do something. It's raw, it's real, and it leaves you wondering, did he win, or did everyone lose? Sometimes, fam, getting even doesn't fill the hole in your chest. It just clears the way for you to figure out who you are without the mess. So, what's the takeaway here? Mike's stepping into an uncertain future, stronger, maybe, but still bruised. It's not a Hollywood ending where he rides off into the sunset. It's messy, open-ended, and totally Reddit-worthy. Now I want to hear from you, what do you think? Was Mike's payback a stroke of genius or a step too far? If you were in his shoes, would you have gone nuclear like that, or walked away quietly? Drop your hot takes in the comments, I read every single one, and the best ones might get a shout out next time. If you loved this drama fest, smash that like button, it really helps the channel grow. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a story. We've got more Reddit chaos coming your way, cheating scandals, revenge plots, you name it. Tell me in the comments, what kind of story should we tackle next? Until then, stay awesome, fam, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.